This video and every video on this channel is made possible by your support on patreon.com/616entertainment. I couldn't do this without you, and your contributions keep this channel alive. You can also grab an official shirt over on prowrestlingtees.com/616entertainment. What's up, DanDans? My name is Ian. Thank you for joining me here today for a special little Q&A session. It's been a while since we've done one of these in video format here on youtube.com/616entertainment. I do these all the time in audio format over on patreon.com/616entertainment. If you want to check out any of those, feel free. But we haven't done one of these here on YouTube in a while, and I'll tell you why we're doing this. It's because 616 Nitro, one of the weekly shows around here, is on its off season. We're going to kick that back into high gear very soon, but for the time being, we got to fill the space, and I figured what better way to fill the space than to take some questions from you guys. So I put up a thread about 2 weeks ago. If you didn't get any questions in, you fucked up. You took too long. You snooze, you lose. Now, it looks like nearly 70 questions populated this thread, so as Patches Lugosi does a suicide dive off the couch, I'm going to take a handful of questions here today, and then next week, I'll take a handful more. By that time, 616 Nitro Season 3 will be about ready to premiere, as will 616 Thunder, our second weekly wrestling game show. You know, 616 2022, the big event, the main event, our WrestleMania, our E3, is right around the corner. So don't miss that day. That's the history of God of War. That's my defense of the Monopoly World Championship, and I've got a brand new Saturday show to drop on you guys. I'll announce all the details on 616 2022. How's that sound? But let's get to some of these questions. I'm going to take them in the order that they came through, and I can't use them all, but I'm going to use as many as I can. Y2 Germs was the first question that came through, so I'll read this one. Great content, man. I'm a big fan of the channel. My question is, what would you categorize your channel under? I like how it's a little bit of everything. I don't know. My bread and butter, the stuff that I like to do the most, are the deep diving retrospectives. So the history of Halloween, the history of Resident Evil, history of Mortal Kombat, Triangle X Squared Circle, the Life and Death series. Those are my favorite things to do. You know, as Patches Lugosi's, he got a haircut today. He's all over the place. What's up, man? Do you want to be in the Q&A? You can come up here if you want. As he's like falling asleep on his feet. Those are my favorite things to do. The weekly shows, the Let's Play style shows like 616 Nitro and Mortal Kombat Monday. I have a lot of fun with those, but really those are in-betweens. That's weekly content. The written, scripted, highly produced, top quality stuff. Those are my favorite things to do. But how would I categorize the channel? Fuck, man, I don't know. I like to do retrospectives. Call it whatever you want. Doble McPoyo, or Doble McPalo, I don't fucking know how you pronounce these names, man, asks, will you ever review WWE Day of Reckoning? Triangle X Squared Circle Season 3 will happen. I don't know when it's going to happen yet, but it will happen because those are deep diving retrospectives on wrestling games, and those are two things that I think I do very well mixed together. The Day of Reckoning games will happen. I don't know how much time you guys think I have. 4 weekly shows. I haven't told you what the Saturday one is yet. You'll find out in 616 2022. 4 weekly shows, 2 podcasts on the side, the history of God of War, all these other retrospectives, man. I'm spread about as thin as I can get. So we're going to have to open up the schedule a little bit for Triangle X Squared Circle Season 3 to happen. And I could do it. I could open up the schedule and do less weekly shows, but I feel like you guys like the weekly stuff because it gives you something to constantly watch. And also, I just don't feel like writing about wrestling games right now. Full transparency, it's not what I want to do right now. So, the life and death of Turok and Dead Island, MotorStorm, EA Sports MMA, and then the DC Universe Online retrospective, that's the type of shit that I wanted to do this year. I wanted to mix it up a lot, and so far I've been able to. The EA Sports MMA video did very well. The others didn't do as well, but that's okay, you know. Sometimes you swing and you hit a fucking grand slam. Sometimes you swing and you hit a single. That's okay. Jimmy the TV Fanatic left several questions. I'm going to take this one here. If you had a chance, are there any plans on doing an AEW show? What the fuck? Are there any plans on doing an AEW show review down the road? Pay-per-view / weekly TV shows like Dynamite and or Rampage. I've had the idea to do that, and the thing is, I think that would be big money and big numbers for me, but I don't want to fucking do that at all. I really like to watch AEW every week. I tune into all the pay-per-views. It's the only wrestling that I watch, and I don't want to turn it into work. You know? I want to fucking sit down on a Wednesday night and watch Dynamite and enjoy it. I don't want to have to watch it and take notes and make sure I'm going to cover all the stuff I want to. I don't want to do that. So, and there are 10,000, there's probably 100,000 other channels that do that, and they probably all do a very good job. So, I'm not interested in doing that. Even though it would probably be a good idea. Here's another one from Jimmy the TV Fanatic. Who would you cast as Cassie Cage if the Mortal Kombat reboot continues to crank up sequel after sequel? The Mortal Kombat reboot was not very good in my opinion, but I'm a big fan of Florence Pugh, whose name I believe I'm pronouncing correctly. I will watch anything that Florence Pugh does because she's incredibly talented, and I really like to look at her. So any movie that I'm going to watch anyway will be better if she's in it. So do Florence Pugh. Hanato P asks, I just have one important question. What does assing oneself look like, and has it ever happened on this channel? So what Hanato is referencing is, I want to say it was during the Fight Night Championship tournament, and maybe during Monday Night Blitz, probably several times with myself and Handy Dandy Andy Jarek, there were always these situations that I would lay out, and if it didn't go my way, I would say, I'm going to ass myself. And I don't know what that means. I don't think there's a proper definition for it. So what does it look like? I don't know. And has it ever happened on this channel? I don't think so. But I don't know what it is, so maybe it has. Shabadab asks, what's your favorite Marvel character and or story arc? I'm not a Marvel guy, as you guys know. I'm a DC guy through and through. I love Superman. I love Batman. I'm a big fan of The Flash, Green Lantern. I love DC. And I'm not a Marvel guy. I love Spider-Man. Some people might consider that a cop-out answer because everybody loves Spider-Man, but everybody loves Spider-Man because Spider-Man's fucking awesome, you know? So Spider-Man's probably the only Venom character. I'm thinking about Spider-Man's universe. Spider-Man's the only Marvel character I give half a shit about, and I like the Venom movies too. You know, people can bust on him and say like, oh, this feels like a superhero movie from the early 2000s. Spider-Man came out in 2002. That's the early 2000s, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man is fucking awesome. In my opinion, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man is still the best Marvel movie out there. So you can either hold me over the coals for that, or you can agree with me. I don't give a shit. Patch, can you please be careful around the wires over there? This looks like it's going to be a problem. Please don't step over that cord. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's like having a kid. Josh Kerwin is here. Out of all the big name wrestling shows you've been to, which would you say was your favorite? I think it's going to be hard to top the fact that I was in attendance for the first dance, which was CM Punk's AEW debut in the sold-out United Center. It was Punk's first appearing on any wrestling show in 7 years. And we all knew he was going to be there. The hints were there. The hype was there. AEW is not in the business of disappointing fans. So for me, when Kenny Omega's wearing a fucking Cookie Monster shirt and they're making all these references, I'm like, they know what they're doing. And I found it so funny when after the fact, CM Punk was able to talk about the planning of it. And he said that he was having a conversation with Tony Khan, and Tony Khan was like, oh, you know, like, I'm sure the hype is going to be big, but, like, I don't know, what if people don't catch on? And Punk said, well, the good thing is this is going to leak, which tells you right away they leaked it. They did it on purpose, you know? When the reports came out, like, oh, there's word on the street, CM Punk signed with AEW. Who do you think told people that? They told people that because they knew what they were doing. Selling out the United Center on a rumor. Come on now. That was fucking great. Josh Kerwin also asked, what year would you say was the absolute peak of WCW? 97. I don't think you can get around 1997 being peak WCW. Was there cool shit in the early 90s with Sting and Vader and Ric Flair, Cactus Jack? Fuck yeah, there was. Was there still some good shit in 1998? There definitely was. But 1997 was just fucking fire throughout, you know, and that Inferno only raised, you know, the fucking, out of control. 1997 WCW. I got a little distracted there for a second because right over here my phone lit up and it kind of caught my attention. What happened was Chris Miller just signed up to patreon.com/616entertainment at the producer level, $10 a month. So Chris Miller, by the time this video comes out, I will have put your name in the producer list. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you very much for signing up. And Adam DeVree, aka System, longtime Dan, just signed up to Patreon. Greatly appreciate it. I can't do this stuff without you guys. I say that all the time. And I'm breaking my fucking back. I'm working as hard as possible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna be fully transparent. Doing 4 weekly shows on top of the monthly retrospectives and the podcast on the side and all this stuff, I'm stressed. I'm gonna be able to pull it off because I promised it, so I'm going to deliver it. But we're going to see if this is a thing that I can do again, or if 4 weekly shows on top of all the other stuff was a bad idea. But we're going to find out. So thank you guys for the support. And I'll also throw out, when we switched over from May 31st to June, I lost 20 patrons. And that happens when the month switches over, and sometimes people's credit cards decline, or they only signed up for a month. It happens, but we made a shitload of progress towards bringing Scream Sequence to life. We were like 26 new sign-ups short, and now we're back to 44. So that's a bummer, but like I always say, the only thing I can control is the quality and consistency of my work. I can't force anybody to sign up and support it. So if you like this stuff, consider signing up. Or just keep enjoying it for free. Do whatever works for you. I love you and I appreciate you watching either way. The one and only Patches Lugosi wants to answer a question with me, so we're going to take another one from Josh Kerwin here. Would you say the very first Resident Evil is your favorite in the series? If so, which one's second on your list? The first Resident Evil, specifically Resident Evil Director's Cut, is my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. It's my favorite video game of all time, as a matter of fact. And my second favorite one is Resident Evil 4. Those are the top two, and it's not even close. And at the time that I'm recording this, Resident Evil 4 Remake was officially announced today, and I can't wait. What do you think, Patch? You got a brand new haircut. You feeling fresh? This is going to be a funny one, but I feel like this needs to be done. Michael Smith wrote in with 13 questions, which is totally fine. I always say you can leave as many questions as you want. It gives me a lot to pick through. But right off the bat, Michael Smith, you've mentioned once or twice in the past that Kevin Nash is your favorite wrestler of all time. That being said, I'm going to pause you right there. No, I didn't. I've never said Kevin Nash is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's in my top 10, but I'd never once have I said Kevin Nash is my favorite of all time. That did not occur. I'm going to do one more from Michael Smith here. Why do you always wear a hat in your videos when you're on camera? What are you hiding? Is it like a Brett? Don't ask about my appearance. This isn't just Michael Smith. This is everybody. Don't ask me about what I'm fucking wearing. Why are you wearing a Charlie XCX shirt? Why do you wear a flannel? Why do you wear a hat? Why do you have tat? Don't ask me about me. None of my content is about me. And people asking me about this sort of thing makes me not want to be on camera at all. So don't ask me this stuff. Adam S. Messinger, or Messenger, I don't fucking know. Adam, correct me. I don't want to fuck it up. See, this is the thing, is I read so many of your names all the time, but I don't often say them out loud. So then when I say them out loud, I second guess myself. But Adam asks, has a game ever brought you to the frustration point of breaking a controller? If so, what game and what were the circumstances? No, never. I'm 31 years old. I don't break my stuff, let alone my expensive stuff that I use all the time. And I've said this to a number of people who have written in the comments across many videos. Like, oh, this game made me break my controller. Guys, stop breaking your stuff. That's not normal behavior. Don't break your things. Learn how to cope with frustration. Don't break your shit. Come on now. Connor Povey, longtime DanDan. Here are a second set of questions that I wanted to ask. There were what the fuck, Connor? Second set. This is the first set I see from you. Unless YouTube swallowed it, and maybe it was really long and they thought it was spam. That happens sometimes, but all right, we're gonna see what we can do here. How did you first come across Freelance Wrestling, the company that you champion as the best wrestling in Illinois, never mind Chicago? I am very good friends with the owner of Freelance Wrestling, marvelous Matt Nix. I always call him Television's Matt Nix because I'll never forget when Freelance Wrestling had a local TV deal. And I turned on the TV and I saw a bunch of my friends on TV and it was fucking cool. And it was a show that I was at, and my good buddy No Taxes Nitro Bravo, there's a part where he went on screen and he's on TV and he pulls something out of the ring. It belonged to him, so, you know, it's a long story. I've told it before. But yeah, I met marvelous Matt Nix and Big C Chris Castro, who are the 4-star heroes, former Freelance Wrestling Tag Team Champions. I met them through another wrestler friend of mine by the name of Sean Phoenix. He's a Pittsburgh boy. He's over in Pennsylvania. And that's a long story too, man. I met Sean Phoenix, whose government name I won't use, out of respect for the gimmick. I met him on a message board back in like 2004 or 2005. And we kind of became buddies and we kept in touch. And it was one of those things where in 2013, I think Sean Phoenix said to me, like, hey, I'm going to be in town. And so we met up and we went out, we fucking got pizza, and then we went to a wrestling show, a company that was owned by Billy Corgan. It was called Resistance Pro. And at that show, Sean Phoenix introduced me to Matt Nix and Chris Castro. And then Freelance Wrestling came to be. And I'm still friends with all of those boys to this day. And Freelance is fucking awesome. And I did commentary for Freelance on like 2 shows. And it was fun. It wasn't a great fit. I was doing commentary with 2 guys I'd never met or even had a conversation with before. So like there was no chemistry between us. But it was a fun thing to do. I would do it again. But I just don't. It wasn't a great time. It was like right around the time my dad died, and like I think it was like the 3rd show I showed up to do commentary for. It was like shortly after my dad died, and it was right before the show. I felt like such a dick for this, but it was like right before the show started, and all this. I'm thinking about all this stuff and everything, and I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here because I don't normally talk about personal stuff on the channel, but I am very much an extrovert with an introvert switch. Editor's note, I meant the exact opposite. I'm an introvert with an extrovert switch. So, whoops. I like to be by myself a lot of the time. I have a lot of friends, which can be very hard for an introvert to deal with sometimes. And I don't always make enough time for enough friendships, and that's my fault. I need to work on that. But sometimes just being in places, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't want to be here right now, and I'm getting out of here. And unfortunately, I did it on that night, which was not cool of me. It was very unprofessional. But yeah, that's kind of how that came to an end. But dude, Freelance is fucking great. I want to say it's IW.TV, whatever fucking independent wrestling.tv, whatever that website is. All of Freelance's shows are on there, and I highly recommend you sign up and you watch Freelance Wrestling shows. Mustafa Ali came through Freelance Wrestling, former world champion. Robert Ego Anthony is the current Freelance world champion. You got Matt Nix, Chris Castro, Isaiah Velasquez, Kylie Ray, Rough Crossing, and Yabo the Clown. Freelance is a lot of fun, man. Thank you for asking about Freelance, Connor. I'll gush about my boys anytime I can. Connor also asks, who are some of your favorite boy bands and favorite boy band songs? I don't like any boy bands. You know, it's funny. A lot of comments come through because I guess I don't necessarily look like somebody who would be a Britney Spears fan or a Whitney Houston fan or a Charlie XCX fan. My girlfriend got me into Charlie XCX, but I will wear shirts of like female pop stars in my like wrestling videos or my Mortal Kombat videos. And someone recently said like, oh, thrown off by the Whitney Houston shirt. And it's like, why? Whitney Houston was a fucking legend. Like, a nice Britney Spears shirt. Yeah, dude, it is. Britney Spears is a fucking icon, dude. Come on now. But I'm not a boy band guy. The Backstreet Boys are dope. They got some bangers, but like I don't listen to the Backstreet Boys. But I just respect, you know. That's all. We'll do one more from Connor. On the show Clueless Combat, which of the guests had you laughing your ass off, both on and off screen the most? All of them. Clueless Combat was a great time. I really loved that show. And that was something that I thought would be a good idea, and I'm proud of those. I think they're quite funny. They did not do the traffic of like a Mortal Kombat like scripted video, like one of the Evolution ofs or one of the History ofs. And I mean, obviously, but I thought Clueless Combat was a lot of fun, and I would like to do some more Clueless Combat episodes. We'll see. I would like to get a lot of my female friends to do Clueless Combat, because season 1 was all dudes, and it would be fun to, maybe season 2 could be all girls. I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to do anymore, but it is something I would like to do. Arash Eslami, I hope I got that right. Let me know if I didn't. What's your favorite Lights song, and what does her music mean to you? Maybe there's an anecdote there somewhere. That is hard. I really like Lights quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I have her tattooed on me, and I will show that to you. That is the cover of her. By the way, I hope that I'm in focus, because the last fucking Q&A I did, the last video Q&A I did, the camera was focused like 2 feet behind me, so I'm blurry the whole time. And goddamn, I hope this one looks better. But this is the cover of Lights' first album ever, which was called The Listening. I mean, fuck it. Visual aids are never a bad thing. That's this record here. This is The Listening, which she followed up with Siberia, which she followed up with Little Machines, which she followed up with Midnight Machines, which was the acoustic version of Little Machines, which was then followed up by Skin and Earth, which was then followed up by Skin and Earth Acoustic. And I don't think I'm missing anything there. I'm missing Siberia Acoustic. If anybody has Siberia Acoustic, if I can spit it out, on vinyl, I need it. But yeah, I'm a huge Lights fan. She's one of my top favorite artists of all time. Her music sounds like this. And some of it sounds like this. When she slows things down a little bit, which she does quite often, it sounds like this. We are gonna see greater heights. Or maybe even like this. The point is, I'm a big fan of Lights. I don't think I have one favorite, and that's kind of how I feel about like all of my favorites. If I think about my favorite artist, my favorite band of all time is Him. And then Placebo. Lights, Michael Jackson, Sam Cooke. Those are probably my top 5. I don't have a number 1 from any of them, you know, because what makes an artist a favorite of mine is that they have such like a diverse and high quality catalog that there's never like just one. If there's a band that I'm like not really into, but they have a couple bangers, then it's real easy to throw out a favorite because there's not that much to choose from, you know. But I appreciate a Lights question because I will talk about her any chance I get. Wayne Martinsky asks, you being a big trophy hunter, Ian, what is the trophy you are most proud of and why? I have wanted to do a trophy show here on this channel where I either talk about platinum trophies that I've earned in the past, and I talk about which ones were really difficult, or platinum trophies that I'm embarrassed of, you know, like some of those bullshit platinums that took like 20 minutes to get, which now I look at and I'm like, well, what am I doing? Why did I do that? And I've put it on several of the subscriber milestone polls, and they always come in like last place, which tells me there's really not a lot of interest in hearing me talk about trophies. I wrote a video, a one-off video, a scripted, was going to be highly produced, top quality bullshit. I wrote a trophy video like 2 or 3 years ago, and I never got around to it because I was like, I don't know what's the right time to do this, and I don't know if anyone's going to care. So, but ones I'm really proud of, probably the EA Sports MMA Platinum, which I talked about in the Life and Death of EA Sports MMA. The Red Dead Redemption Platinum is a favorite, and that one took a long, long time. In the EA Sports MMA video, where I talk about myself and my buddy Bathroom Bunny Tim Ewers staying up all hours of the night just drinking copious amounts of soda, and he was chain smoking cigarettes because that's what he used to do back then. We did that for EA Sports MMA, and then we did it for Red Dead Redemption. We both platinumed both of those games, and those are great times, man. For being 19 years old and spending all hours of the night playing video games with one of your really good friends, it doesn't get better. Those are great memories. So, if you guys want to see a trophy show, let me know, and maybe that will kick my ass into gear to finally put that video out or do a series. Mark Jones, not Mike Jones. Mark Jones. I'm sorry, you probably get that all the time, and I'm unoriginal. I'm a piece of shit, and I should just skip this question, but that would be a disservice to you when I'm the one at fault. Mark Jones asks, Ian, we love you, man. Your hard work is legendary. So looking forward to 616 Thunder, along with everything else you post for us retro lovers. Best wishes. Witches? Witches are hot, so we can do that. But you said best wishes, DanDan. DanDan is one word. Just quick correction. And also, for anybody, if I ever appear on your podcast or you're going to tweet about me, 616 Entertainment is also one word. 616 Entertainment, put them together. There's no space. Because I'm weird. I don't know why I don't put spaces and things. I appreciate it. Those are very kind words. Thank you, Mark Jones. Shining Wizard asks, now's the time to shoot my shot. Why don't you buy Fire Pro Wrestling World on Steam and mod the fuck out of it? It's so much better. Honestly, you should check out some of the modded wrestling games out there as well. Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. I'm going to stop you there. I'm not a PC guy. As you can see, my personal computer is a Mac. And other than that, I'm a console guy. My girlfriend's gaming PC is in the other room, and it's a beefy boy, so I could probably get away with it, but I really don't like to fuck with her computer. Because I don't know what I'm doing on a PC, and I would blow my brains out if I ruined her gaming PC. I would feel very bad about that. But I'm also just not smart enough to do it. She is. The beautiful Tara Darcy could probably get all that stuff going for me, but I'm not going to burden her with the responsibility of modding wrestling games for me. But it is a good idea. You're totally right about it being a good idea. It's out of my wheelhouse. Frost757, 2 questions, Mr. Ian. Would you ever consider doing a Triangle X Squared retrospective on the WWE Day of Reckoning games on the GameCube? Number 1, Triangle X Squared Circle is the name of the show. You probably know that, and you probably just fucked up. That's okay. I fuck things up all the time. And Day of Reckoning, I already took this question. You guys really want to see Day of Reckoning, huh? Here's the problem. After I covered WrestleMania 18 and 19 in Season 2 of Triangle X Squared Circle, I think the last time I put WrestleMania 18 in my GameCube, I think it fucking cooked it. Because there were several episodes of 616 Nitro I tried to record on the GameCube with either one of those games, and it just shut off in the middle of the recording. The console shut itself off. So I was not interested in continuing to lose 45 minutes worth of work and footage, so I just haven't touched my GameCube since I recorded that and had those failures happen. So I promise I will I'll fuck around with my GameCube and see if it will work consistently now. Maybe that's a problem I can fix. If anybody knows anything about GameCubes, let me know. Frost757 also asks, also, you being a big WCW fan, take 2, you being the big WCW fan you are, how did you feel about Starrcade 97, specifically the main event? There's some good shit on Starrcade 97, there's some bad shit on Starrcade 97. I was 7 years old when that took place, and I was not old enough / wise / cynical enough to realize that it was kind of fucky. To me, being a child, and I didn't see it live, I saw it later. Being a child, it was like Hogan wins, and they're like, oh, fast count. Yeah, it was a fast count. Fuck that. Thank God Bret Hart's here. When you're 7, or I was probably 8 or 9 when I first saw it. However old I was, I don't know. You don't pick stuff apart when you're that age. You just accept it. That's why so many kids watch WWE. Sorry. Kyle Buckley is here. Yo, Ian, big fan of your channel. I love all the horror content you have been doing. My questions are, what was your job before YouTube? I worked at and eventually managed a used electronics store locally in the area for 9 years. With all your success on YouTube, are you in a position to do it full time? I do it full time. I don't make a lot of money doing it. Be cool if I did. Keep up all the awesome work, man. I'm trying my hardest, you know? I know some people got annoyed with how often I was pushing the Patreon, but like, this is what I want to do. And this is what I think I'm good at, and bringing you guys these stories and this sort of like entertainment, I think this is what I can offer to the world, you know? So I'm working as hard as I can to like turn this into something. And if you're watching this and you're like, fuck yeah, I like that stuff, consider signing up to Patreon. I can only say it so many times without sounding like a dickhead. And that's the thing, is like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's hard to even pitch your Patreon at all, because there are so many people who are like, you want to get paid for playing video games? And it's like, if you think that's all I do, I'm sorry that you don't get it that much. But it's hard. It is hard to do. It's hard to pitch it and not sound like, pay me, give me money. You know, it's difficult, man. I try to walk a fine line, and that can be hard too. Javier Javier. Hey Ian, I don't know if you'll see this. Why wouldn't I see it? I read every comment that comes through. I don't know why I snapped at you, Javier. Maybe it's because you have a really cool name, and I'm jealous. Hey Ian, I don't know if you'll see this, but have you seen the Chucky series? If you have, what are your thoughts about it? Haven't seen it. Heard it's good from people whose opinions I trust, and I will see it eventually. I don't watch TV. I don't have TV. I don't pay for cable because I don't watch TV, and cable's too expensive. But I would like to see it. Brian Lieberman asks, hey, can we still expect the God of War series? First of all, hay is for horses. That hay, Hay, is for horses. This is the thing that makes me like question reality sometimes. And I'm not saying this specifically to you, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but like, I will announce a video, and like, of course not everybody's going to see the announcement, but then from like December was when I announced the God of War series, and now it's June. So 6 months that has been plugged in every single video on the channel. So that's over 100 videos that I have plugged. The History of God of War premieres June 16th, 2022, and you would be appalled. You'd be shocked. You'd be in awe of how many questions come through. Like, hey, are you still going to do that? Like, sometimes it makes you go like, what? Why do I even have the stuff at the end? Like, oh, the DC Universe Online video, watch it now. History of God of War, June 16th. Like, I update those constantly to show, like, when does a show air? When will a video premiere? And I just feel like maybe it's a waste of time. Maybe when the video's over, it's just black. It should just end, because I don't feel like anybody sees it anyway. But yeah, June 16th, part 1 will premiere. It's called The Birth of the Ghost, and I really have to fucking get to work on finishing it. We'll take a couple more here today, and then we'll save the rest for next week. Thank you for all the questions that came in. Arlie Burke asks, I have 2 questions, Ian. 1, when did you get into the Tony Hawk series? And 2, I'm going to pause you. I got into the Tony Hawk series when the first one came out. I can't tell you, like, I remember the day it launched. I was too young to, like, when you're like 10, 9, 10, whenever that came out, you don't know when shit's coming out. Especially back then when we didn't have a computer in the house. I didn't have the internet. It was before all that, so I would just either be watching TV and then there'd be a commercial, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, PlayStation, N64. Or I would see it on the shelf at the store, and then I would get it 6 months later for Christmas. But yeah, the first one. I started with the first one, and the first one is my favorite one. I know I'm weird. I'm fucking weird. The Resident Evil 1 is my favorite. Uncharted 1 is my favorite. Tony Hawk 1 is my favorite. I love the original of so many things. And Tony Hawk is no different. Your second question. 2, is there any chance of you playing Blitz? You put Blizz. Is there any chance of you playing Blitz The League on the channel? Thanks, mate. I love your content. I have gotten this comment / request 100 times or more. Is it impossible to do Blitz The League? No, it could happen. But I feel like Monday Night Blitz, in playing the original Blitz on PS1, I feel like that was fucking golden. And Handy Dandy, I don't know if you guys just heard Patch in the background go, because I'm making too much noise, I guess. I think Handy Dandy, Andy Jarek, and I had a great show there, and a lot of you guys really liked it. And I feel like if we do a second season, I feel like it either has to be the original Blitz again, like a Patriots redemption season, or does Andy play as a different team in like Blitz 99? I feel like jumping from the original Blitz to Blitz the League is a super far leap, and I don't know if that is a good idea. Or maybe it is. You guys are watching, you tell me what you would rather see, and if Blitz the League wins, I might still do the original Blitz anyway, so no promises. But, we'll see. Good question. Jeremy Thomas has a very cool rain avatar. I popped for that. Number 1, girlfriend wants to know if you're going to play any more cutesy playthroughs of Farm Whatever or Pokemon. What's your girlfriend's name? You just put girlfriend. She's got a name, doesn't she? Unless her name is girlfriend, but I find that hard to believe. Am I going to do any more cutesy playthroughs? You're probably talking about like Animal Crossing. No, because that episode of Let's Play Friday ate shit, which told me that there was no interest in seeing me do it once, let alone several more times. Or Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon is a very large possibility. I'm going to tell you guys, I've been watching Ben Moore on Easy Allies do a Nuzlocke challenge in Leaf Green. And I just found out what a Nuzlocke challenge is. That I'm going to butcher this, but it's like, you can only catch one Pokemon per area. It has to be the first Pokemon you come across. If any of your Pokemon get knocked out, you need to release them or like stash them in a box somewhere. They're gone. They're off your roster. You have to treat them like they are dead. And so it's like permadeath. And there are other rules as well. I'm watching him do that while I edit. I'm not just like sitting and I'm fucking locked in on it. I put that on in the background while I'm editing, and it's very entertaining to watch. And I'm telling you, I want to do it. I think it could be a lot of fun. You guys tell me if that would be a good idea. So Pokemon's a possibility. Animal Crossing, no. Sorry, girlfriend. Number 2, for me, what happened to the MK Deception playthrough? I've gotten this question a lot of times as well. Mortal Kombat Monday was on an off season. I cycle all of the shows in and out because I like to do different things. I like to keep variety on the channel. And I did 2 episodes of the Deception playthrough, or 3. I don't know. But that was season 2 of Mortal Kombat Monday, and then Mortal Kombat Monday went away for like 6 or 7 or 8 months, however long, maybe 9 months, I don't know, however long that was. So obviously there were not going to be episodes continuing without a weekly Mortal Kombat show. I wasn't doing any Mortal Kombat content. So the Deception playthrough will pick back up now that Mortal Kombat Monday is back. Give it a couple weeks and it will be there. It's in my calendar, as a matter of fact. Not recorded yet, but it's in my calendar. Last one for today. Raider Nation asks, will you do online matches in WWE 2K22 with patrons or subscribers? Probably not. But hear me out. Let me finish. I don't play video games online. It's just not... I'm a single player guy. But here's an idea I've had, and I've put this out there before. I'm going to put it out there to you guys once again. I have had an idea to do a Royal Rumble with Patreon supporters. So anybody who is signed up to patreon.com/616entertainment, I would put up a thread and ask you, do you want to be in the Royal Rumble? And if you say yes, all you have to do is create yourself in the game and put it fucking in the cloud or whatever, in community creation, so I can find it. And then I'll do a Royal Rumble with all you fuckers, and you guys can see who wins. I think that would be more fun. Because, like, Patch, I hear you growling over there. Can I just finish this? Can I finish? And then I'll take you outside. What are you yelling at me for? You don't like all the lights on, the camera? You don't like it? I think a Royal Rumble with you guys would be cool. And that's what I think is the idea. Once again, another thing I'm going to leave in your court. If you want that, let me know. And we will pick this up next week, and I'll take some more questions. This was a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with it as well. Patch, I'm working on closing, okay? I'm wrapping it up. Until next week, I love you all very much. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the support. And I'm gonna take Patch out now because he's getting moody. I know.